In the world of football, dynasties are rare, but legends are immortal. Between 2016 and 2018, one team didn't just dominate, they redefined greatness. Real Madrid, under the command of a man who once ruled the pitch himself, Zinedine Zidane, conquered Europe, not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row. Yes, 3 consecutive Champions League titles. A feat so monumental, it shattered the boundaries of modern football. No other team in this era has ever done it, and maybe no one ever will again. But this isn't just a story about trophies. It's a story about leadership, belief, and the power of unity. Because when Zidane took charge, he wasn't seen as a master tactician. He was doubted, criticized. A great player, sure, they said, but a manager? He was untested, unproven. And yet, in less than 6 months, he built an empire. How did he do it? What turned a fractured squad, bruised by failure, into an unstoppable force of destiny? To answer that, we need to rewind the clock. Back to a time when Real Madrid, despite having some of the world's biggest stars, was in turmoil. The 2014-15 season had promised so much. Cristiano Ronaldo at his peak. The terrifying BBC trio, Bale, Benzema, Cristiano, lighting up the Bernabeu. Real Madrid scored more goals than anyone else in Europe, and yet they won nothing. Knocked out of Copa del Rey, eliminated by Juventus in the Champions League, second place in La Liga by just 2 points, while their fiercest rivals, Barcelona, were celebrating a historic treble. It was more than a trophyless season. It was humiliation. Beat drop, music intensifies. The fans were furious. The players disillusioned. The board desperate. And as chaos brewed inside the Santiago Bernabeu, Zidane was watching, waiting, preparing. He wasn't just building tactics, he was building belief. And soon, the world would witness the rise of something unforgettable. The golden era of Real Madrid was about to begin. Before Zidane stepped onto the touchline as manager, Real Madrid was a club on the edge. Despite having world-class players, they were missing something deeper: identity. The brilliance was there, but the soul was gone. After sacking Carlo Ancelotti, the club brought in Rafa Benítez, a respected tactician. But it was a mismatch from the start. The dressing room felt disconnected. The fans were restless, and the results were wildly inconsistent. A few highs, like a 6-0 win over Espanyol, were completely overshadowed by crushing lows. Most notably, a humiliating 4-0 defeat to Barcelona in El Clasico, right at the Bernabeu. That was the breaking point. Real Madrid was spiraling, and President Florentino Perez knew it. Midway through the season, he made a decision that stunned the football world. Rafa Benítez was out, and Zinedine Zidane was in. A club legend as a player, but still unproven as a manager. Many saw the move as a desperate gamble. But Zidane walked in with quiet confidence. He wasn't chasing headlines. He was building a dynasty. From day one, the atmosphere shifted. He connected with the players. He understood the pressure. He brought balance to the chaos. His first tactical decision? Promote Case Moreau to the starting 11, adding the grit the midfield had been missing. No drama, no spotlight, just pure focus. And suddenly it all started to click. Real Madrid went on a 12-match winning streak in La Liga. The squad was reborn, their belief reignited. And as the Champions League knockouts approached, one question echoed across Europe. Could Zidane, the rookie manager, really lead them to glory? What came next would rewrite football history. Zidane's Champions League journey began with quiet dominance. Real Madrid swept past Roma with back-to-back 2-0 victories, but their true test came in the quarterfinals against Wolfsburg. After a shocking 2-0 loss in the first leg, critics sharpened their knives. The headlines were brutal, but in the return leg at the Santiago Bernabeu, Zidane unleashed a mentality few could match. And Cristiano Ronaldo responded with one of the greatest performances of his career, delivering a stunning hat trick to send Madrid through. In the semifinals, they faced Manchester City, tactically sharp, defensively solid, but no match for Zidane's men, who edged past them 1-0 over 2 legs. And then came the ultimate showdown. Champions League final against Atletico Madrid. The tension was unbearable. It was their second European final in 3 years against their bitter city rivals. Sergio Ramos struck first, but Atletico clawed back with a late equalizer, forcing extra time. For 30 agonizing minutes, neither side could break the deadlock. It came down to penalties. Shot after shot, the tension grew until Juanfran struck the post. And suddenly, the Bernabeu held its breath. Cristiano Ronaldo stepped up. Calm, composed, ruthless, his strike sealed the victory. Real Madrid were champions of Europe once again. La Undécima, their 11th title. And Zidane, in just 5 months, he'd gone from rookie to revolutionary. That season, Ronaldo ended with 51 goals, 16 of them in the Champions League alone, winning the Ballon d'Or. Zidane had restored glory, rebuilt belief, and lit a fire that was only just beginning to burn. After conquering Europe in 2016, Zidane wasn't done. He returned the next season with a mission to make Real Madrid unstoppable. With smart rotation, the rise of players like Marco Asensio, and a fully recharged squad, Zidane's Madrid went on a historic 40-match unbeaten run, the longest in Spanish football history. They reclaimed the La Liga title for the first time in 5 years and stormed to another Champions League final, this time crushing Juventus 4-1. Ronaldo scored twice. Casemiro dominated midfield, and Asensio sealed the show. It was a tactical masterclass, but Zidane's greatest feat was still to come. In 2018, Real Madrid completed the impossible: 3 consecutive Champions League titles. The final against Liverpool was pure drama. Sully's injury, Carrier's infamous mistakes, and Gareth Bale's jaw-dropping bicycle kick, a goal for the ages. Real Madrid lifted their 13th European crown, and Zidane became the first manager in modern football to win 3 Champions Leagues in a row. And then he walked away. At the very top, his resignation stunned the world, but it was a perfect ending to a golden era. What followed was decline. Cristiano left, big money signings flopped, and the magic faded. Zidane would return later, bringing brief hope, but the glory of those years could never be fully recaptured. His reign wasn't just about trophies. It was about unity, belief, and redefining excellence. Zidane didn't just manage a team. He built a legacy that may never be repeated. And that's what makes this era of Real Madrid not just great, but unforgettable.